Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in. My name is Bradley, also known as the Swim Coach. And today we're going to have a little recap of Game Week 16, looking at Game Week 17. Also, I do apologize that we've had a bit of problem with our videos. The last two have had um, weren't allowed to be uploaded for some reason. Um, and then two of my videos got a report of um was it a copyright infringement on something, but they wouldn't tell me what. And I just made one small change, and that was in the wording of the title, and they accepted it. So I don't know what happened there, so I do apologize if some of these videos haven't got out to you guys. I have been trying to work on that, and hopefully this video does get uploaded to you guys. But let's see if we can get into these videos. And we're going to start off with how many points I got on game week 16. And we ended up with 58 points. I'm going to just quickly show you the points. I'm not going to go too much details. We're going to get through these a lot. So the bigger points was Foden and Haaland. Haaland being our captain. Could we have gained extra points? Yes. We could have had a Sunderland player giving us 8 additional points over Matty Cash. So that's something I've got to probably look into game week 17. Also, I still have to use my triple captain and my bench boost. So I'm trying to improve my bench right now. But that's going to be for probably game week 19. I'm going to use my bench boost. Let's have a look at who did well in my league. Whoa, 98 points is the highest, 103. Gee, you guys out there did well this week. Let's have a look at the 103. Use this free hit. Okay. Someone actually having a free hit that's left over. And it kind of worked. Just the two strikers, and that's about it, really. Yeah. Very nice with Wilson, Saka, Foden. Gee, that's actually a very good team on that defense. On midfield, sorry, midfield. That is very, very nice. Haaland as well. Very good. 98. The game went through a big midfield. Got let down by a player, who is now out on international duty. So got to look at changing that. There are a few others that probably got to change as well. But again, Haaland. Rogers would have been the best option, that one, for captain. Would have gained him 4 additional points. Very nice here. Very, very nice. Let's have a look at our leader. Or Dan Burns. That's a bit of a shame. But again, Saka he had as captain this time. Foden, Bruno Fernandes, Haaland. Some very good options up there. Dewsbury Hall, but Dewsbury Hall's now probably injured from that knock. That's a bit of a shame. Yeah, there's some very interesting players out there. And I actually do like this team, though there are a few injury concerns. So well done, you. How tight is it now? Or it's a bit of a 26. No, 34 points. 34 points lead now. Very nice. Keep going, you lot. Keep battling through. And good luck for the rest of the season. Stats. Now, we're going to have a look at the top players getting bought in. And you can see that a lot of them are the ones that are in form right now. Um, and with that, those players that are in form, like Wilson, um, Foden, um, Bruno Fernandes, Rogers. Okay, so there's a lot of those players that are getting bought in. I can understand, especially with Callum Wilson, how he's been performing and the value he is, and also the fixtures he's got coming up. Um, okay, Liverpool and Chelsea coming up, but then after that, he's got a nice little run as well, and that could be very helpful. They don't really have back-to-back hard games, so that could be very good for Fulham. And I think that's what some people look at as well. So for me, Fulham's fixtures are quite spread out. There's no real like say like an Arsenal City back to back games. Um, so they've always got a hard game, but then they've got a reasonable game that they can win as well. So that's something out there for you guys to look at. Um, Foden, let's have a look at his full fixtures. And again, okay, Spurs and Liverpool back to back is their tricky point. Then they do have Chelsea and Arsenal back to back. And they do finish with a Villa at the last game of the season. So that's a hard game as well. Manchester United, reasonable games, but then there's game week 22 and 23 where they've got City and Arsenal back to back. So there are some reasonable back to back games for Manchester United. But all all the next 5 fixtures, Manchester United could win. They could lose some of those as well. But I think with Bruno Fernandes, I think he could do really well for you guys out there. Um, let's go down the other one. Turkey is another one who's starting to impress recently and starting to get his minutes. And then because of that, he's getting his points up. Um, it'll be interesting to see how he gets on against West Ham. I think West Ham's starting to get a bit more better on their defense, but still letting in to the goals. Um, so I think that could be a nice little one. Rogers, Rogers has got they've got a bit of a hard fixtures coming up with United, Chelsea, and Arsenal back to back. But they can beat those teams as well. Yes, they did beat Arsenal in game week 15. So that could be a bit of an interesting one there. Um, but really, they don't have the back to back to back games. So that's very interesting. And they do have, or they've got, actually, I say that they've got Liverpool and City the last 2 games of the season. So again, that could be a very tricky one. Um, someone like Saka, who's starting to get where he's supposed to, with the fixtures coming up, they're going to be tough fixtures. But I do not like Arsenal's last game against Palace, but having West Ham and Burnley last 2 games of the season, yes, they could be fighting for that relegation battle. But that's something I don't really like. I always like a mid-table team that haven't got much to fight for. So we'll see. Cole Palmer's starting to get up there now. Um, but he hasn't getting he's doing well on the pitch, but he's not converting to FPL points. So that's something you got to look at. Who else? We go a player that's been in that Chabla. He's been in the team for my team quite a long time. I can see him doing well, but their fixtures over this Christmas period are going to be a bit tricky. So keep an eye on that. Players that to avoid are probably those that have already got their AFCON stuff. that are going onto AFCON, or that potentially have got that marker for the fourth yellow card. That's something out there to look at. Watermarter and Eze, I'm a bit surprised. Okay, they have dropped form a little bit, but I think a lot of people are worried about upcoming fixtures for Eze. And I don't think he's going to potentially have the full minutes that he did when Odegaard was out injured. So that's something to potentially look at. And if you could transfer him, I'll probably wait until the Villa after the Villa game, and then you could probably transfer him for Bournemouth and Liverpool. That's something you got to look at there. Remember, also between that um, Liverpool game, Bournemouth and Liverpool, or is it no? Yeah, no, it's not. I think it's after the Liverpool game is the FA Cup first round. So that as well, when we got that week off, be careful and keep an eye on the players that could get injured in that game week, or may pick up some yellow cards or red cards. Keep a very close eye on that. And also have a look also at, say, some of the Premier League teams that have got a lower league team, what players they rest. That could help you out for that next game week. Or if you've got, say, two Premier League teams against each other, do they go full force against each other? Or do they have a bit of a combo of resting some players and not? And that's something out there, look close in. Now, there are two Premier League teams that are going against each other. Think about the next round, that team that they lose will have a game week rest. So that could help. So be very careful of that. We're now going to have a look at the team of the week from last week. 155 points. But there are players out there that are on international duty now. So that is a bit of a shame that they've done really well and then gone on to international duty. But again, Hudson Doy, good. We haven't actually looked at Forest's fixtures. Fulham, City, Everton. Okay, a bit of mix and match. Actually, I do kind of like their fixtures as such. Not near the end, I don't. They've got Sunderland, Chelsea, Newcastle, United, Bournemouth. And that's a bit of a hard run in. But that's what we've got to look at. That's what we've got to look at. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you for watching. I do hope you like this video. I do apologize about all the other videos that hadn't come out. I wasn't at my computer when they went live and I couldn't get on to fix them. So again, I do apologize. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Goodbye from now.